So there's a faint line on this, but it could be very much my trigger injection still, so I'll know actually more tomorrow if the line gets lighter or darker, but I'm just going to take the digital test just to see what it says. I'm just going to insert a picture because there's no way you guys are going to be able to see this. You guys can see that it says not pregnant. I really debated whether or not I wanted to share the film of me taking the pregnancy test that I did. I believe it was 10 days past ovulation when I decided to test, and I had a feeling that I still had the trigger injection inside of my body still. And I was right at the time, but, you know, still wasn't sure. You know, I ended up getting a faint line on a first response test, but a negative on the clear blue digital test. So the next day, I honestly just didn't have it in me to pick up the camera and film it because I really truly just had a bad feeling that, you know, it was going to be negative, and it was. By 12 days past ovulation, it was completely negative. That's when I decided to stop taking the progesterone, and literally within a few hours later I started cramping, and the next day I got my period. I kind of knew that I was out on that cycle once I got my progesterone levels. They were really, really low. It was only at 6.8, and I was right. You know, I didn't end up getting pregnant again. I really wanted to come out with this video a lot sooner than I did, and usually I upload videos every at least twice a week, but I just, you know, this really, really hit me hard this time. It's never easy to have 3 failed fertility treatments, and not to mention, like, me and Juno completely paid out of pocket for all of those treatments, and they didn't work. And if you want my pure honesty, we're at like $7,000 in a hole with those treatments, and it didn't work, and it was just really sickening for a while to accept it. Another thing that was really bothering me, you know, the first time, my first IUI, we tested my progesterone, it was low, 6.8, and apparently, all I needed was just 150 milligrams instead of 100 milligrams of Clomid, and that should do the trick. And he didn't want to test my progesterone again because he's like, I'm gonna automatically put you on permethrin, which is the type of progesterone that I take. It's just a tablet. And he's like, you know, he just didn't want to do it. So I never truly knew what my progesterone levels were in the second cycle. But what I know from that second cycle is, obviously I didn't get pregnant. I made that live pregnancy test video for you guys, and literally once I stopped taking my progesterone, within 1 to 2 days later, my period came. The reason why I truly believe it was low then also is because if my progesterone levels were higher, it probably would have taken a few more days for my period to come on. Given the third cycle, that's when I went ahead to go to my OB, and I explained in my previous video my feelings and why I did that, and it came back again at really, really low progesterone. And my doctor was like, well, since it wasn't from our lab and it's from a different lab, like, you know, it could be a wrong number, but I really just don't feel like that. I feel like my level truly was 6.8 because, again, like I just said, my period came within hours after I stopped taking the progesterone. So that tells me, yes, my progesterone was really low, and I'm also still not pregnant. So my doctor did kind of briefly explain, like, why people get luteal phase defects. It's actually recorded in my bad news video, low, you know, progesterone video. He said usually it's caused by 2 things. One, by having an immature egg, which we know it wasn't immature because we did ultrasounds and I did have a dominant follicle. Another reason is poor egg quality. So now I have always kind of thought that I had poor egg quality, and the reason is that because before, back in 2018 when we first started trying to have kids, I had 2 miscarriages in a row, and thankfully then we had Mila. I don't know how we ended up having her, but she did happen. And you know, during that time I really thought, like, what if I have poor egg quality? Like, it was just a thought that came across my head. And now after going through all these months and months and months of, you know, at first my period didn't even come back after postpartum, and now I am technically having periods from taking these hormonal drugs. Now, before I get too off track, again, short term, I really do believe I have poor egg quality. How do you know you have poor egg quality? Well, you have to do an egg retrieval and test your eggs, which we don't have the money to do that so far. I'm sorry if I'm all over the place. I really don't have many answers or reasons why this happened, or why did my period never come back, why don't I ovulate properly anymore. I have absolutely no idea. So this cycle, because, you know, we're not going to put out any more money for, you know, any more IUIs or any more cycles at the moment. So I haven't taken anything this cycle. I have absolutely no idea whether or not I'm going to grow any lining or if I'm going to have any follicles grow on my own. I'm actually getting an ultrasound from my OB today just to kind of check how everything's doing inside. I'm currently cycle day 12 and I'm really, really nervous. I'm going to do a whole separate video on the results with that. This is kind of where I'm at. I really don't have many answers. My doctor keeps kind of wanting to push forward with the surgery where, you know, you check if you have endometriosis or if I have any type of adhesions or anything, scar tissue inside of my uterus, but I really don't think that's my issue. And another reason why, if you're like, well, why don't you just go get it anyway, just check it off the list, is because we would have to pay out of pocket for a medical treatment at the hospital, anesthesia, everything. Like, we're already thousands of dollars deep. But the good thing is my insurance for 2021 is going to be in network with my doctor. It doesn't cover any IVF, but apparently I read in the description that it covers IUI. So I'll know more in January once they, you know, click all the information and get the information from the insurance company about what is pretty much covered. I just don't think the surgery is right at the moment, because I truly feel like, and I don't know why I don't want to say he's ignoring the low progesterone, because that really does have an effect. Because that really does have an effect on egg quality. That I feel like that's pretty much the reason why we didn't get pregnant, is because I keep having low progesterone, and it could be potentially because of I keep releasing poor quality eggs. I have absolutely no idea. One thing I read about was CoQ10. Apparently it's supposed to help with, you know, poor egg quality. Basically what this supplement does, so your eggs are made up of cells, obviously, and what's within cells is something called mitochondria. Apparently this helps feed better energy for the mitochondria, which in the end would promote better cells and better egg quality. Apparently you're supposed to take it for about like 3 months. So I'm taking at least 800 milligrams of this a day. I guess I'll update you guys on that if that actually works itself. Another thing that I'm doing, just to see if I ovulate on my own, I'm also gonna see through the ultrasound too, like now that I know what to look for. I'm also using the Clear Blue Digital. The one reason why I got these is because my pee is always just way too diluted. So what the good thing about these is you test with your first morning urine, so it's less likely to be diluted. So if you have that same problem where you just drink a lot of water throughout the day, or you notice that your pee is always just really diluted, because that will give you a faulty test if your pee is too diluted. So yeah, I've been taking this since cycle day 10. I'm currently on cycle day 12, and I only have gotten just the the plain circle, so low fertility, which I would expect. I guess I'll see throughout the next few days if anything changes, but again, I am getting an ultrasound. I'll see if I can point out any dominant follicles. Usually by cycle day 13, I had a dominant follicle, so I don't know what to think. I'm feeling pretty defeated. I was doing a lot worse last week, trying to just accept the outcome that, you know, I really don't know what's truly wrong or what to believe, what not to believe at this moment. All I know is I'm having trouble ovulating, I'm having trouble getting pregnant. February will mark 1 year since, I don't want to say since we've been trying, but since I've been trying to regulate my body, and we were brewing up to try to get pregnant again, but we've obviously been having unprotected, you know what I'm trying to say, since February, and now it's November, and the next time I can take a pregnancy test, if this is even a real cycle, would be December. I just really have 1,000 things going on throughout my head. I'm worried, I'm scared, I'm sad, and I feel just like so much guilt every single day because I'm trying to be grateful that I do have a baby, but you know, secondary infertility really is a thing that people go through. People do have babies and then go on to have more, and then it just doesn't happen, and yeah, some people have to do full-blown IVF when before they conceive completely naturally. Do I think I'm gonna have to do IVF? No, but that really may be in my future one day, and I really hope it isn't, because it would obviously be all out of pocket. Maybe in January, once I see how many IUIs the new insurance would cover, I'm probably just gonna go ahead with more IUIs. I don't think that I'm gonna go straight forward with the injectables like he wants me to, because again, injectables are like thousands of dollars. Probably gonna still stick with Clomid because I don't really think that I even, you know, did that well with letrozole. Again, if you're suffering with infertility, just know that, you know, everything you're feeling is valid, and it's really hard to deal with, and hopefully we get our babies one day, and hopefully my videos somewhat help you. You know, I really wish I had the magic word or the magic thing to tell you that would help you get pregnant. I mean, I don't know, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video so far. Again, I really am sorry if it was absolutely all over the place. And I'm just trying to do a quick update of kind of where I'm at. But thanks so much for watching.